Which Disneyland rides are still going to be around come 2035? Over these next couple videos, we're going to go through every ride at both Disneyland and California Adventure, and we're going to give it a grade from 1 to 5, 5 being the ride is very safe, and of course it'll still be here in 12 years, 1 being the ride is very much on the chopping block. Let's start in this video with Fantasyland. Of course, It's a Small World, classic Disneyland attraction, premiered at the World's Fair in the 1960s. It is not going anywhere. It gets a 5. It, of course, will be here in 2035. Storybook Land Canal Boats. A beautiful ride, at night especially. A original ride, 1955. Is it the safest ride in the world? No. But will it still be around in 12 years? I think it's very safe, so I would give it a 5. The Teacups, of course, a 5. They will be here. Alice in Wonderland, it gets a 5. It will be here. Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, there's some people who think it's not the safest ride because they did close the one in Florida. They made it Winnie the Pooh. I think at Disneyland, however, since it is an original ride, it is safe. It gets a 5. Peter Pan still pulls in 30 minutes is a pretty good wait. Peter Pan usually still pulls in the longest waits in Fantasyland. Waiting 45 minutes for Peter Pan is still regular. It is very popular. It got a refresh a few years ago. It's not going anywhere. It gets a 5. Dumbo. Dumbo, the one ride that in Fantasyland that I'll be fine if I never go on it ever again, but it's a classic. It's been here forever. Of course it's going to be here. It gets a 5. Casey Jr. Circus Train. Some people absolutely love this ride. Is it the safest ride in the world? Probably not, but it is an original. It opened in 1955. Not sure if it was an opening day ride, but it was open very shortly after the parks opened. It will be here. It gets a 5. You notice the theme? Fantasyland rides, they're pretty safe. Do we do the carousel? I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, a carousel's a carousel. It'll be here. Snow White, it just got the refresh during the COVID shutdown. The first day the parks reopened after COVID was the day Snow White's Enchanted Wish premiered with the refresh in the middle of the ride. It's very safe. It's not going anywhere. Now, the one ride in Fantasyland that maybe is not safe would be Pinocchio. Much to some people's surprise, it's not an opening day ride. It actually didn't open until 1983 when New Fantasyland opened. Even though it's mostly a lo-fi, old-fashioned dark ride, but it is much newer than the others. It has not gotten a refresh in recent years like many of the other Fantasyland rides. And Pinocchio as a brand, Jiminy Cricket is legendary, but overall, is Pinocchio like the best brand? The new movie they did really did not go over too well. But when we're talking 2035, I think it's still more likely to be here than not. So I will give it a 4 on a scale of 1 to 5. Okay, that's Fantasyland. And I know Matterhorn is technically half in Fantasyland, but we'll do that in our Tomorrowland video. If you like this video, like and subscribe, and we'll be back soon with the next video ranking all the Disneyland rides and their likelihood to still be here come 2035.